Hello. Teddy and I are in one of our playrooms. I had set up some agility equipment to work with a couple other dogs, and I figured it'd be a good way to test just what her knowledge is and how she explores new things. So right here, I'm asking her a name game. Now, I'm going to film this on Friday for you, a breakdown of how to repeat it. Boy, howdy, does she not want to make eye contact. When you ask her name or you try to get her attention, she'll look at your body, she'll look at your hands, but she won't make eye contact. It's very common for teenagers to not want to do that because it's boundary setting. It's also like, I don't want to give up control. And especially being a Great Pyrenees mix, it's super, 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 super common. So this is where I was just kind of messing with her of like, can we do place commands? Can we go up on the structures? How adventurous are you? And I'm luring her with treats, but this is our first session working together, so it's a lot of, yay, this is fun, and bonding just before I start working on, hey, I'm going to hold you to this expectation. But the very first expectation that I did start holding her to is after we would play a little bit, then I'd ask her for her name and ask her to sit and look at me, and I'd wait until she sat and looked at me, and then she would get the treat. But we also worked on having confidence. We worked on going over like this. She was like, nah, I'm not going to go over these. These are terrifying. So I put her on a slip lead. I stepped over it, and then she was like, okay, yeah, I guess I can do that. And then by the second or third time, she was making the leaps, not a problem. Now, one of the iterations that she did leap over these, one of the top poles fell down. And so we worked on, and there's actually a little clip of it where it was like, okay, how do we handle scary things? So I would give her treats around the pole and she got to eat them, but then I'd have my foot on the pole and roll it just a little bit. And then it was, can I be around and get treats as the pole is moving? She has a really great tolerance for things that can startle or unsettle dogs, which is phenomenal. But getting her this right here, you have to sit when I ask you for a place command. If I ask you for a place command, can I dance and be goofy around you? And you know the impulse to stay right where you are. That self-regulation piece where she has to know how to make those decisions in the right context. Now right here, I did ask her, we were trying to work her on a place command, and she just really didn't want to settle on it, and that's okay. So I have her on a leash just to help. One, she can't get away from me, but two, she help her make the right decisions. And eventually what I do, and you'll see it in just a moment, is once I get her up on that place command, I take a bunch of treats and toss them behind me. And then we're going to walk around and doing leave it commands as we walk around all the treats. So just because I see the treats doesn't mean that I get to go after the treats. The biggest thing with enrichment, the biggest thing about mental engagement for dogs, it's like math homework. You have to make them think through the process. So when I tell her leave it and we walk past it, leave it is a universal, don't look at it, don't touch it, don't even think about it until I get a release of, okay, now you can have this. Shifting just that slight perspective of commands or boundaries, that's what's getting her brain work. She should be tired and help lower some of that kind of like 0 to 120 energy that she has. So right here you can see us doing leave-its, and for the most part she's walking beautifully with me, and she does disregard the leave-its pretty well. Every once in a while, especially when we walk in the center, you can't see them, but there's a crap ton of treats in here. Right here you can see her really fighting it. That's where, nope, we have to be calm. Now right here, this is what makes it worth it for her. I'm going to ask her for a sit, and she's fighting me a little bit, so I'm just going to wait her out. I lure her a little bit, and then I said, okay, go get them. And then she gets the smorgasbord of treats. So this is where there's a big payout for doing the hard thing. It's kind of like if we do a hard phone call or email, and then someone hands us a beautiful like Starbucks drink or fresh, whatever your pastry of choice is, you do the hard thing a little bit more often. So that's kind of what this is for her. Smart dog, goofy dog, but smart dog. Now here is where we're working on some name game again. She's doing pretty well with it, but again, we're waiting for that eye contact. She'll sit, but it takes her about 15 seconds before she gives me eye contact. I tried to play with the ball with her, and she wasn't really all that interested. So I asked her to go up on the structure. I asked her to do some things that just body focus wise. Now, one thing to note is I did do a couple puzzle feeders for her. I didn't film them, I apologize, but I wrapped up some treats in a towel for her and she had to unroll the towel. And then I had a cardboard box that she had to stick her head in, which surprisingly that can be terrifying for dogs. I'll film some of the puzzle feeders today so you can see what you can do at home. And like, you have to feed her breakfast, so feed her breakfast in a different format that helps her have like Sudoku with her coffee type thing. Now this is where I'm messing with the pole. So that pole moved. Here I am. I'm just rolling a little bit and I'm throwing treats as she's going for it, as the pole's moving. So it's positive for her. It's positive confusion. Oh, this isn't so scary. Oh, this isn't so scary. And she tolerated it really, really well. It was a good day with her.